Hi everyone, this is Jade with Sweets of the Soul, and today I'm going to show you how to make a chicken pot pie. So you're going to start out with needing some chicken, some carrots, you can use baby or regular, celery, onion. We also have poultry seasoning, chicken bouillon cubes, salt, and pepper. So you're going to want to start with water. I used about 3 liters of water. And then I put my chicken in so that it could be on the stove, starting that boiling and defrosting process. You can use frozen or regular. I've also got celery, so I'm going to start tearing the stalks off of the celery. I would say use the entire stalk. Once you've torn off your stalks of celery, then make sure you wash them really good. Same thing with all of your produce. You always want to make sure and wash well. Then you just start chopping your celery, chop the entire thing. You're going to chop all of the vegetables that we use today. Not much else here. So with this, I kind of learned a trick. I don't have a vegetable peeler, but I learned that if you use a spoon, you can kind of get all that stuff the same way. So I just used the spoon to peel the carrot, and then I washed it off with water and then chopped it up and put it in the pan. With the onion, there's multiple ways of cutting the onion. I just did it this way where I cut it into 2 halves, sliced vertically and then horizontally, or vice versa. I did hear a trick that Gordon Ramsay says if you leave the stalk on the end though, that it helps keep it together, so you might try that. So I also have a garbage bowl, and so I wanted to show you that, and then I'm just showing you how I've cut all the vegetables and then added them to our boiling pot of water with chicken. Then you'll just give it a good stir once you finish that, and we will add all of our seasonings to the pot. So the first seasoning you're going to use is poultry seasoning. I just kind of give it a couple shakes. I would say maybe about a teaspoon's worth, teaspoon and a half. Then salt, I would say maybe roughly a tablespoon of salt, and probably about a teaspoon of pepper in the pot as well. You're going to also use chicken bouillon cubes. For the amount of water that I used, I would say about, I think I put in 6 bouillon cubes. It's going to boil down anyway. So you're just going to take the bouillon cubes, you're going to remove the wrapper, pretty simple, and then just throw them in the pan, just like everything else that we used. Oh my God, what is with my chicken hand? So you are going to now make the crust. So you've got 3 cups of flour that you're going to add to the bowl. Then you're going to do your salt. I used about maybe 2 tablespoons of salt. Came back with the Crisco. The Crisco crust is the best way to do it. And of course, Leona wanted to help me as usual. So got my Crisco. You're going to fill your cup with it. I used 2/3 of a cup of Crisco to 3 cups of flour. And then you're going to make sure that salt is mixed in well with your flour. And then I used a whisk to kind of start getting that Crisco broken up. And you're going to want to achieve a certain texture. So you're going to mush that all up until it becomes a texture where you have parts of Crisco that are kind of pea-sized all throughout. So once you've achieved that, you're going to add your water. I started off with 1/3 of a cup of water, and then from there, I would only add about a tablespoon at a time to make sure you achieve the right consistency. With your consistency, you're gonna want that consistency to be still kind of flaky and just coming together where it sticks. You don't want to overwork your crust or it's going to be really tough and not very flaky, and it's not going to be very good. Then you're going to transfer it to a well-floured surface and you're going to roll it out. You do want to roll it out pretty thin, so you can see I've showed you about how thin. So next we're going to use cornstarch. You're going to make your slurry and add it to your filling till it's about that consistency. I would say kind of like a stew maybe. Then you're going to add that to your crust, roll out the top portion and then lay it over. You're going to cut the edges and then you're going to start to fold your crust. Now, folding the crust is not something I'm great at. I did not make a very pretty chicken pot pie. You can watch lots of other tutorials online about how you can fold your crust and how you can make different patterns and things like that. But I've never been very good at it personally. Then you're gonna vent your holes with your fun knife. So you're gonna vent holes in the pan to keep the crust from bubbling. You can see there was a hole in the middle of my chicken pot pie. And bam, there you have it. Bake in the oven at about 375 degrees for about 40 minutes. You get that golden brown crust that you can see pictured here. Looks super delicious, so I'm gonna cut into it now. And you can see kind of where I'm cutting. It cuts very easily. It's flaky. The lines are pretty clean. It looks really good to me. Look at all that chicken. It looks so good. That crust, that chicken, and those veggies. Perfect. And I love the pie crust, but I'm also like big on the filling, so it's a win-win for me. So I did want to add a little tidbit in here about what I do with my extra pie crust, just for something extra. So I would be using the pan you're going to bake on for this, like a sheet pan. Spread some butter on top of your dough, or your crust rather. So you're going to want to get it nice and even. Spread that out really well so that your sugar sticks to it. And if you've ever had the cinnamon chips at Taco Bueno, this is kind of what it tastes like. It's really good. So then you're going to sprinkle your sugar on. Once you get all of your sugar sprinkled on evenly, then you'll add your cinnamon, which I'll show you here in a moment. And then you just slide it into the oven with your chicken pot pie for probably about 10 minutes until it's golden brown. And you're going to slice it up into strips on that pan as well. It's really easy. I don't like to waste anything whenever I'm cooking, so it's a good opportunity for you to use that crust. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider giving my video a like and subscribing to my channel, and also giving me a comment for other things you'd like to see in the future. Thanks.